In a desolate, snow-covered city, a young boy lies amidst the wet expanse. A girl passes by and he seizes her hand, pleading for her to stay. As they linger together, the midday bells chime, and in that moment, they share a passionate kiss. Fast forward to August 2020 in Shibuya, where Fuko has just finished reading a manga about the boy and girl from the snowy city. She's a bit disappointed that her youth never mirrored the romantic adventures she read about. Frustrated and ready to end it all, she stands on a bridge overlooking train tracks, prepared to take a leap of despair. But then a mysterious man appears, warning her of the dangers of her actions. Fuko, citing her inability to experience romance due to her supposed unluck, points a knife at the man, threatening him with an incurable disease. The man, unfazed, walks into the knife, accidentally stabbing himself. He grabs Fuko's face and pulls her away from the edge, insisting he's never heard of disease transmitted through touch. As he touches her, Fuko warns that her unluck is about to strike, and the very edge of the bridge breaks off, sending him tumbling onto the train tracks. Fuko can only cry, feeling responsible for yet another person's misfortune. Surprisingly, the man's head miraculously reattaches itself, and he realizes that the disease threat was just a ruse to protect others. When the man gets up wearing nothing but his birthday suit, Fuko panics, gives him a swift crotch kick, and darts away, convinced he's a zombie. The man, now revealed to be undead rather than a zombie, uses his blood as thrusters to fly towards Fuko, rescuing her and introducing himself as undead. He has some pressing questions for her, but the police are closing in, so he takes her to a rooftop. Fuko is still wary of physical contact, fearing her unluck, but Undead is confident that as long as he touches her clothes, it'll be fine. He asks her to divulge more about her unluck, and after some persuasion, she starts to open up. A decade ago, when she was just 8 years old, her parents were heading overseas on a business trip, and she saw them off at the airport with hugs and kisses. Tragically, their plane exploded, killing all 270 people on board, including her parents. Fuko soon discovered that anyone who touched her seemed to meet with bad luck. Ever since, she's been covering up her skin. Undead, empathizing with her, shares his own misadventures with misfortune. The two find themselves in a precarious situation as a crate of bananas falls from the sky, hitting Undead. However, this is nothing to him. Fuko takes advantage of the distraction to run, but ends up slipping on a banana petal and falling off the building. As she descends, she contemplates her life and concludes that she's not ready to die just yet. Miraculously, Undead swoops in and saves her. He is determined to help her overcome her unluck because for the first time, he's found someone who can inflict harm upon him, offering the possibility of true death. Undead takes her to his hideout, where they start experimenting with her ability. Fuko isn't keen on stripping down, but Undead is determined to explore the full extent of her unluck. In a surprising turn of events, he cuts her hair without incident, much to Fuko's relief. The scared man, who's been monitoring their activities, orders his men to capture Fuko. They manage to apprehend her and plan to use her unique ability for sinister purposes. However, Fuko insists that Undead wasn't trying to exploit her. He wanted to use her power to end his own life. Tensions rise and the scared man grabs Fuko, threatening to dispose of her. Lightning strikes, but this time it strikes him. Undead's head is freed and he quickly dispatches the scared man and his goons. Undead shares that Fuko's unluck isn't triggered by physical touch, but rather by random events exemplified by the lightning strike. As they leave the scene, Undead refers to her nice unluck, and Fuko, despite all her misgivings, can't help but smile. She introduces herself as Fuko Izumo and asks Undead for his name, but he can't recall it, and its content being called Undead. Fuko insists that he needs a name, so she dubs him Andy, since it's a playful twist on Undead. Andy suggests that their next experiment should be something even more intimate. Fuko, understandably freaked out, takes off running and Andy chases after her, wondering why she's running away. Andy's latest brilliant idea: test how unlucky he can get by trying to get lucky with Fuko. However, Fuko's not impressed. She thinks he's only interested in her for the unluck potential. She's not about to hand out first-time privileges to someone like that. She's plotting her escape when she reveals the key to managing her unluck ability. The more she likes someone, the unluckier things get. But here's the catch: if Andy pushes her into doing funny stuff, she'll despise him forever and his bad luck will skyrocket. Andy, not one to back down, now sees his mission as protecting Fuko until she falls for him. And to do that, he whisks her away to one of his secret armory spots, preparing for a showdown with a mysterious organization known as the Yesterday's Organization. They're not your average bad guys, they've got their own negators, people who can break the rules of the universe. As Andy opens up about his dark past with the organization, Fuko starts to panic, imagining gruesome experiments and finger-cutting for scientific purposes. She just wants to hightail it out of there, and the two hop on a motorcycle to make their escape. While they're on the run, Fuko can't help but wonder where they're headed. Andy's response, anywhere. He's determined to protect her until she falls for him, which she highly doubts will ever happen. Andy spots a crack in the sky, a sure sign that the organization is hot on their heels. Out of nowhere, an armored Union member emerges from the crack and attacks, smashing Andy and the motorcycle. Fuko tries to flee but ends up running backward, colliding with another Union member. The armored guy orders the other one to kill Fuko, but he insists on having a chat first. Andy, ever the regenerating hero, jumps back into action. Fuko realizes that these two are external targeting restrainer type negators and they each have unique abilities. The big armored one paralyzes Andy, while the guy next to Fuko appears to have control over her will. Andy and the armored Union member go blow for blow, and Fuko wonders if they'll be chased forever. The guy next to her shares that thanks to a meteor incident, their capture priority is now an 8 out of 10, up from a 5 when they first found Fuko. Fuko then has a brilliant idea. What if they join the Union instead of running from it? The armored one, Void, quickly dashes her hopes by mentioning that all 10 Union seats are taken. But Andy has a different plan. He's ready to fight his way to 2 empty seats. Fuel truck explosion, no problem for Shen and Void, who remain unscathed thanks to their negator abilities. Andy takes refuge in a building where he attempts to figure out exactly what Shen and Void negate. He soon spots dynamite with a timer, and the building crumbles in an explosion. Void easily locates Andy's arm, but it turns out Andy left it there as a decoy. Shen is the first to fall, and Andy makes it clear they're both after those Union seats. Andy's ultimate goal? Protect Fuko and ensure she won't be subjected to lab experiments. Fuko decides to pitch in by touching Shen, but he deftly avoids her. Shen explains they can't escape him or touch him while Andy's around. Andy and Shen clash, and Fuko tries to sneakily help by tossing Andy's sword to him. Shen watches Fuko closely, and Andy hesitates to deliver a deadly blow. Shen can't help but laugh their predicament, offering them a deal to take down another Union member to earn good favor. He reveals a mission involving a UMA investigation at Lake Baikal in 3 days, suggesting they make their way there. Fuko offers a risky proposition to Shen, leading to some laughter and an unexpected truce. Now, Andy and Fuko are on their way to Russia, navigating through various modes of transportation and planning to confront the Union member at Lake Baikal. Will love blossom in this wacky journey of danger, destiny, and dubious decisions? Stay tuned for more unlucky adventures.